It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured. Brown goes inside. Oh, what a slam from Jaylen Brown. Oh, Pritchard banks in the three at the buzzer. Great in and out dribble. Oh, he set off the smoke detector.
What's up, everyone, and welcome in to your Celtics source, home of your 18-time world champion, Boston Celtics. Breaking news coming out of the Celtics after they got eliminated by the New York Knicks last night. Jaylen Brown has been dealing with a partial torn meniscus for the last couple of months of the season. Right? He didn't look great down the stretch. He missed the last 3 games of the regular season. He was in and out. He would have games where he would look fantastic, score 30 points, and then there'd be games where, he was just absent on the offensive end. And throughout all of it, he wasn't providing any defense on the or any energy on the defensive end. And they kept shrugging it off, saying, he's just dealing with a bone bruise, going through it, something you just have to learn to play with. It's not going to go away. And, to be honest, almost everybody bought it except the team, who I guess had been, lying to us the whole time, keeping it a secret for obvious reasons, right? You don't want to tell any other team that you're dealing with that. But it does mean that this offseason, things could change drastically than what we had even expected of the craziness of this offseason. It was already going to be, who knows what direction it was go. And now it's almost certain that, this team could be heading for a full tank next season. If Jaylen Brown is not out, if he's ready to go opening day, or maybe, a couple weeks into the season, maybe you try and use next season as just a way to rebuild, or develop young guys, and try and play without Jason Tatum until he comes back in early February at the earliest. Right? If Jaylen Brown's on the court playing and is healthy, this team's not a lottery team. They're gonna make the playoffs still, especially in an Eastern Conference that a winning record basically secures you a spot in the playoffs, or at least a play-in. Despite this injury, Jaylen Brown, 22 points in the playoffs, 7 rebounds, 36 minutes a game. He looked great in the playoffs. In terms of energy, effort, athleticism, you didn't see any of those like big dunks or whatever on guys, but it wasn't like he was just slacking off. Like, he played some defense. He was definitely not, the reason that they lost the series. And, we're going to do a full episode tomorrow, talking about almost everything this season, these playoffs, this off season, almost everything we're going to talk about tomorrow. So I'm going to keep this one short, but, as for his outlook, he could be evaluated. Well, he's going to be evaluated this week, to determine if surgery is needed. And if surgery is needed, you could be out, 5 months just based on the surgery, right? Like, if it doesn't need surgery, he could be back. You don't want to, re-aggravate it. You don't want to make it worse by playing on it. But just the surgery alone, you're going to need 5 months to heal from that. So if that's the case, worst case scenario, you use next year, you tank. And they already have a great reason to tank. Jason Tatum's out for almost all of the season, next season, right? So you use next season as just a way to tank, develop your young guys. You get rid of Drew Holiday, you get rid of Porzingis, you get below the luxury tax apron, and then you can come back in 26, 27 ready to go, because you're not losing. It's not like, when the Warriors did this, right? They still had Steph Curry. They tanked for a year and they were right back up. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but with Jason Tatum out, you already are not losing anything by tanking. Jaylen Brown, right? I think he expressed, a lot of pride in playing playing through the season as best as he could, right? He, like a lot of the Celtics, right, banged up. That was the reason I'm saying that the Celtics lost this series to the Knicks, right? You had Drew Holiday banged up. You had Kristaps Porzingis obviously unable to breathe. You have Jaylen Brown. You have Sam Hauser, and then obviously Jason Tatum, right? So just the pride for this team, Jaylen Brown especially, to play through these injuries, give it their all. I'm not, it's a disappointing season, but it's not a failed season based on the injuries and just the way it went down at the end. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back. I believe it's 3 p.m. tomorrow for a full length podcast. It'll be live, and then it'll be on Spotify and wherever you get your podcast, talking about almost everything from the Boston Celtics. And so until next time, go Celtics.
It's over. Time to say it again, Boston. Anything's possible. Banner number 18 has been secured.